Welcome to the Red Cloud Research Roundup, hosted by Red Cloud Financial Services. It's August 29th. This week, Timothy Lee, mining analyst at Red Cloud Securities, is joining us to talk about his recent site visit to Newfoundland and Labrador-based Churchill Resources. Plus, mining analyst Taylor Combaluzier is joining in to talk about Cavu Energy Metals' recent acquisition news. You can expect all this and more from their coverage universes in this episode. Tim, take it away.
Hello, and thank you for the warm welcome. This week we had the chance to visit the Taylor Brook project in Newfoundland, where Churchill Resources is exploring for high-grade nickel with copper, cobalt, and platinum group metals. Churchill is CRI on the TSX Venture Exchange. Churchill is a Red Cloud investment banking client. During this trip, we had the chance to view the company's camp and core facilities, the project and its infrastructure, as well as outcrops of mineralization at surface and in drill core. We came away impressed with the exploration potential and the infrastructure access of the project. First, the company has encountered nickel sulfide mineralization in both breccias and a dike that may represent the outer or upper parts of a host system. These are promising initial results, and from here the company is stepping toward what they believe may be the source and potentially a larger deposit of massive nickel and copper sulfides. Second, the infrastructure access here is excellent. The project is accessible by a well-maintained gravel road that connects to the highway system nearby. As well, there are major power lines stretching from hydroelectric projects to within 10 kilometers of the target area. The infrastructure helps to facilitate exploration now, and should Churchill discover an economic deposit, this is well positioned for future mine development. I will also talk about some substantial news from Stratabound Resources, that's SB on the TSX Venture. Stratabound is a Red Cloud investment banking client, and the firm owns shares. Stratabound reported an updated resource estimate for its Fremont Gold project in the historic Motherlode district of California. The updated resource contains 3.1 million ounces of gold in all categories, including 1.1 million ounces indicated and 2 million ounces in the inferred category. This represents a 226% increase in contained ounces over the previous estimate. While the tonnage more than doubled, the grade also increased, in part as deeper underground areas were included. In spite of the long history of mining in the region, it still remains relatively underexplored in modern times, and we see significant upside potential as well. Taylor, over to you.
Thanks, Tim. This week I'll be speaking about Cavu Energy Metals. We have a tender rating and no target price. Cavu is a Red Cloud banking client. Cavu recently announced that it entered into a non-binding LOI to be acquired in an all-share deal by Alpha Copper, which is not rated. Cavu shareholders would receive 0.7 common shares of Alpha Copper for each common share of Cavu held. This offer values Cavu at about 36 cents per share, or $24.2 million, and represents a premium of 65% based on the closing price prior to the transaction, or approximately 61% based on the 20-day VWAP of both companies as of market close on August 17th. Existing shareholders of Cavu would own 30% of the NewCo on an outstanding basis. Alpha Copper is a relatively new company, and it holds interest in two projects: the Indata Copper property in north-central British Columbia, which is near Northwest Copper's Quantica and Stardust discoveries, and it also holds the Oakover copper molybdenum project on the south coast of British Columbia, approximately 145 kilometers northwest of Vancouver. We view this transaction positively, as Cavu shareholders would receive a significant 65% premium offer. As well, the transaction would create a larger, well-funded NewCo with 4 copper assets in the Tier 1 jurisdictions of British Columbia and the Yukon. Alpha Copper is also well-funded with $8.3 million in cash, whereas Cavu would have needed to do a financing in the near term with less than $750,000 left in the till. Although Alpha Copper is a relatively new company without a proven track record of exploration success yet, we feel reassured that the NewCo would gain the technical expertise of Cavu's CEO and Vice President of Exploration, who are expected to assume technical roles in the NewCo. The LOI has an exclusivity period until October 31st, and both companies anticipate working towards entering into a definitive agreement by September 30th.
Thanks for listening to the Red Cloud Research Roundup. Remember, you can join us every Monday for new episodes. And as always, head over to redcloudsecurities.com for full disclosures and to sign up to our email list. If you liked what you heard today, please subscribe and leave a review. That's it for this episode, and see you next time.